Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. A Carbon County man's facing child endangerment charges for allegedly injuring a 5-month-old boy. State police were called to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton on September 14th for a report of a child having a broken femur. Testing later showed that the infant sustained previous injuries that were in various stages of healing. The baby's 8-year-old sister was also evaluated and stated that her father, 25-year-old Brandon John Gombert, had allegedly been abusive. Gombert was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, and endangering the welfare of children. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $150,000 straight cash bail. New hires, a 5-year reappointment, and more. We have the highlights from last night's Hazleton area school board meeting. As the school year has kicked into gear, the Hazleton Area School Board continues to approve budgetary decisions, approve new hires, and more, including reappointing Dr. Brian Uplinger as superintendent for 5 more years.
Basically, we had some additional hirings as we've needed to fill some paraprofessional positions, some security positions, taking care of some other businesses like the bills, paying the bills. We always have to do that every month. And taking care of those situations. And one of the highlights was that I've been approved for another 5-year contract, so I'm going to stick around a little bit a while longer, and I'm very excited about that.
But with new hires, there are also new openings, and the district is always looking to find new staff and faculty.
As we mentioned tonight a little bit, there are shortages. We have shortages in our teachers. We need substitutes. We need paraprofessionals. We need food service. We need bus drivers. We need security. So we have open positions everywhere. So please go out to our website, look at it. There are jobs posted every single day. Subscribe to the website. It'll give you a notification anytime anything's updated. So yeah, we're looking to fill quite a few spots, mainly in our substitute pool for our teachers.
And while we're on the subject of hiring, the one longer public discussion addressed was the need for bilingual educators and personnel. Board President Linda DeCosmo and several faculty and staff addressed the district's continual efforts to address this need.
We've reached out. We've extended our reach even farther. We have because of COVID, it's given us the ability to reach even farther. So we can have virtual open houses, if you will, for job postings. So we could reach to California, we can reach to different states. We just provide the information, here's what we're looking for, and then it takes the person on the other end to apply. That's what we're running into. And it's not just us, it's other districts that need bilingual people. They're just not there. We'll continue to do that. We'll continue to work with our students that are already here that have shown an interest in teaching and try to help them out and push them in the right direction to come back to us and be part of the district. But it's a problem. It's a systemic problem. And again, it's not just Hazleton. It's countrywide, if you will.
The City of Hazleton has laid out plans on how it'll use federal funding from the American Rescue Plan. A preliminary budget was released yesterday for the $17 million the city will be receiving. Over $10 million will be used for stormwater infrastructure improvements in the northeast and northwest sections of the city. Nearly $2,800,000 will go towards reimbursing the general fund, which lost revenue because of the pandemic. And over $1 million will go towards park and playground improvements. Mayor Jeff Cassatt said that the city has to follow federal guidelines for the funding and that the money must be spent on these projects by 2026. A Schuylkill County man died when his motorcycle collided with a tractor-trailer Thursday afternoon. According to police, the unidentified man was struck along Route 901 in Foster Township. The driver of the truck was trying to negotiate a turn onto a southbound access ramp to Interstate 81 and didn't see the motorcyclist. The biker was pronounced dead at the scene by the Schuylkill County Deputy Coroner. State police say that the charges will be filed against the truck driver. A Hazleton man is accused of stealing a large amount of tools from an area business. Police were called to the 300 block of West Spruce Street on September 20th for a report of a burglary. The victim showed them a video of the suspect entering the business and removing the tools. Just 2 days later, the victim spotted the same man hanging around his store and notified police. Officers arrived on scene and took Brett Magula into custody. He was charged with burglary, criminal trespass, and theft before he was taken to prison for an arraignment. State Representative Tara Toohill is warning residents about a phone scam. Toohill said that a scammer is pretending to be her and is calling people to discuss criminal cases against them. Toohill says that nobody from her office is making those calls, and anyone who receives one is advised to hang up the phone and file a complaint with the FCC. What a beautiful weekend to get out and enjoy the Bloomsburg Fair. After a year-long pandemic hiatus, the 166th annual fair opened this afternoon. The state's largest fair is jam-packed with things to do this year. There will be plenty of vendors on hand, live concerts featuring acts like Chicago and Pat Benatar, exhibits, livestock, and of course, the food. All-day ride passes are available online for just $15, and you can visit bloomsburgfair.com for all the up-to-date information on concerts and more. The Bloomsburg Fair runs from now through October 2nd. Coming up on WYLN News, it's game day. Plus, what to expect tonight from all the Bulldog Millionaires action. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the healthcare you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton Used Car Superstore. That's right. We've got a huge selection. We have over 2,000 used cars on the web, and we have over 200 on site here in Hazleton. Whether you're looking for a pre-owned Denali truck, a Chevy Silverado, a Corvette, a BMW, we have a huge selection here at Blaze Alexander. If you're looking for a good pre-owned car, we're getting them in by the truckloads. So if you're in the market and you want a choice, come to Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton and see where we have the cars and take the deals the other guys won't.
If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So, check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter has some more furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, you better beam him up and meet Scotty. He's the newest member of the pack. He was recently surrendered because of his puppy behavior, but this 10-month-old cutie could sure use an understanding family that'll invest their time in a very well-deserving pooch. And up next is Lotus. She's a black and white kitty who's pretty, just like the lotus flower. This sweet and affectionate feline loves to be pet and scratched behind her ears. So call 570-825-4111 to come on down and check out these featured pets and more. You may just meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home. Our WYLN sports crew's already down at Crispin Field gearing up to bring you game number 5 of the 2021 high school football season. We kick off with some live Bulldog Millionaires action tonight at 7 for the Berwick-Williamsport matchup. Tune in for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our Wyln Sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. No plans tonight? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday night football and all the live, local action right here on Wyln TV. And Wyln's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. So, let's talk sports.
Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Blaze Alexander Family Dealership, Hazleton. After I finish this segment, I got to head to one of the cathedrals in local high school sports, Crispin Field, as we'll be there at Crispin Field as the Bulldogs return home to take on the Millionaires of Williamsport. Williamsport coming in 3-1. We saw them week number 1 against Crestwood look very impressive. They get those athletes into space. They can become very dangerous. They defeated Central Mountain, though, in what some people thought was a surprise, 21-14 in overtime last week. Sebastian Robinson had the game winner in overtime. So we'll see how Berwick handles the speed and athleticism of the Millionaires. I think their defense is capable of being able to slow down this Williamsport offense. If they can, maybe they can allow the offense to get going and see what can happen. And I'm expecting a pretty good ball game tonight between the Millionaires and Bulldogs, and it's a big weekend for Millionaire Nation. As we heard Mike Sosar talk to Coach Cruz in week 1 about him, Trey Potts has now stepped into the starting tailback role. Had a big game last Saturday against Colorado in their 30-0 victory over the Buffaloes. 26 carries, 121 yards for a 4.7 yard per carry average. He had 3 touchdowns. They're going to be home tomorrow hosting Bowling Green, so I'm sure a lot of people focusing on the Millionaires tonight and Minnesota tomorrow afternoon in Millionaire Nation. We'll be seeing you at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partners. Game of the week, Williamsport at Berwick. We'll see you at 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Marty. Looking forward to watching that game. Coming up on West Berwick's News Choice, your week in review courtesy of our Julia Wiegand. Plus, leading the way into this week's final segment. Stay with us.
Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. Today we're talking about overbreathing syndrome. This is a terrible syndrome that causes you to have headaches, lightheadedness, and unwellness that has to do with too many breaths in a minute, too many breaths all the time. Usually it starts with mindfulness exercises or anxiety. Anxiety can lead you to think too much about your breathing and start breathing too much voluntarily. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It throws off your body's chemistry, throws off your brain's chemistry. Your brain starts having trouble figuring out where am I supposed to be at with this whole breathing thing. So it can make you breathe too much all the time. The way to combat it is to let all your air out, just casually, not like forcing it out. Just let it out and then wait for your body to ask for air and only take as much as the minimum it needs. And you might have to do that a few times, and you might have to do it every day for a couple weeks in order to combat this sort of thing. But if you do that, those symptoms will go away, you'll have less anxiety, less headaches, and it'll help you to feel good.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Monday. Over 30 people were injured during a bus crash Sunday afternoon in Schuylkill County. The motor coach owned by Premier No. 1 Limousine Service was carrying freshman and sophomore girls and their leaders from the LCBC church in Lancaster County around 2:30 Sunday afternoon when it crashed into a wooded area near exit 112 off Interstate 81 South. Police say the bus driver lost control, went down a hill, hit an embankment, and crashed into some trees. 32 people were transported to area hospitals, and 5 were said to be in critical condition at the time, including the bus driver, 37-year-old Adam Wright. An emergency responder was also treated for minor injuries. Tuesday. A woman wanted out of Carbon County was arrested earlier this month in West Hazleton. Authorities observed Shelby Catherine Pavlik entering a business on East Broad Street in West Hazleton back on September 7th. Officers found her to be in possession of cash and lottery tickets. When she attempted to discard one of the scratch-off tickets which contained suspected fentanyl and police found it, she stated that was a loser. Pavlik was also found to be in possession of baggies containing suspected fentanyl before her arrest and transfer into the custody of Carbon County Sheriff's deputies. She was charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, tampering with evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Wednesday. The Pennsylvania Department of Health is preparing to provide booster shots while the CDC Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices continued their discussions this week on recommendations. Acting Health Secretary Allison Beam credited vaccine providers, especially pharmacies, for performing great tasks by getting shots into the arms of over 12 million people statewide. Beam signed an order Tuesday to ensure that providers are prepared to administer booster shots by following several steps. These include providing online scheduling for vaccination appointments, providing a phone number with prompts to a live agent during normal business hours to assist in scheduling appointments, and offering walk-in appointments where possible. Providers will also work with managed care organizations and area agencies on aging to make sure people who are homebound receive their vaccinations. The CDC Advisory Committee eventually released their recommendations Friday, which include a booster shot for certain populations, as well as a booster dose for those in high-risk occupational and institutional settings. Thursday. Around $1 million worth of drugs were seized Wednesday during a Luzerne County drug sweep, and it's being called one of the largest drug busts in the history of Wilkes-Barre. Numerous law enforcement agencies were involved in the sweep of 4 area locations, following an 8-month-long investigation into drug trafficking. Federal search warrants were executed in relation to the Montes de Oca drug trafficking organization. As a result, 27-year-old Alan Kevin Robles Montes de Oca and 36-year-old Jonathan Orlando Fontanez were taken into custody for their alleged involvement. Drug agents seized massive amounts of cocaine and fentanyl with a street value of over $1 million. $100,000 in cash and handguns were also confiscated during Wednesday's drug bust in Wilkes-Barre. Friday. A Carbon County man's facing child endangerment charges for allegedly injuring a 5-month-old boy. State police were called to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton on September 14th for a report of a child having a broken femur. Testing later showed that the infant sustained previous injuries that were in various stages of healing. The baby's 8-year-old sister was also evaluated and stated that her father, 25-year-old Brandon John Gombert, had allegedly been abusive. Gombert was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, and endangering the welfare of children. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $150,000 straight cash bail. That's it for your week in review, here on WYLN News.
2020, it was certainly challenging, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is certainly bright. Enjoy our world-renowned water parks, classic resorts, breathtaking views, fabulous food. 2021 has arrived. We are back better than ever. Let's enjoy it. Find your enjoyment waiting at PoconoMountains.com.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Pause for a Cause for Autism, Sunday, October 3rd at the Whitetail Preserve. Come jog with your dog. All vendors are welcome. $25 a table. Please contact the Safe Office at safeoffice@autismsafe.com. It's the Pause for a Cause for Autism, Sunday, October 3rd. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join us every week as I'll be joined by head coach Dennis Bookman as we go over past Hazleton area opponents, look ahead to a future opponent, and have a guest from the Cougar football program. That's all this season on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Rocco Petrone's leading the way to wrap up this week's series. And welcome back to this week's final segment of Leading the Way with Rocco Petrone. So, looking towards the future, congratulations, you've just retired as the principal of the high school, and there's a lot that I feel like there's a lot of people who are asking that question of you probably, what's in store? What's the future look like? And, do you have any oncoming goals or even just things that you're thinking, this would be nice to look forward to?
Well, it's a great question. Listen, I've talked to many people. I've checked with, got advice from those that have retired. I haven't made any decisions yet, but I will tell you this: I'm going to dedicate myself to my wife, of course, Joanne, my children, Marissa, AJ, and Dominique, and my two grandchildren, Scarlett and Rocco. I'm going to give them all to them. My son, who lives in Florida, is expecting a child. He and his wife are expecting a child in November. That's what I'm going to dedicate my life to right now. Not that I haven't in the past, but I'm certainly going to continue that. And I'm not sure what the future holds. I'm looking forward to whatever that is. But whatever it is, I'm going to continue to do in a first-class manner, do it with my heart, with respect, and continue to try to inspire others just to be good people. Because if there's one thing we need to continue to do as role models in our community, is to inspire those that live in a community to create a strong society where we're just filled with good people. And if we can do that, then we can't ask for anything more.
And I guess for Hazleton, looking, leaving that educational career and letting them kind of take the reins now, what do you hope for the future, looking at the school in the positions it's in? What's kind of your hopes for them too?
I like that question. And I hope this, that every leader in our district does it with honor, does it with great tradition, because if there's one thing our area offers is we have pride in our youth. We truly do. So have honor in your job. continue to inspire other people's children. You know, my saying as principal when I would talk to teachers is, you are inspiring, motivating, and teaching other people's children. There's nothing more important than that. Do it with honor, do it with respect, do it as a great role model. And if we can do that as leaders in our district, we're going to move this district to new heights that you've never seen before. But that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Don't take it for granted. You're in an honored position. Now go out there and do the best you possibly can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us this week. An even bigger thank you to Rocco Patron. Thank you so much for coming on and
My
talking
pleasure,
with us.
Phil. My pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend, everyone. Best of luck. Best of life. Good night. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.